internet friends, I'm Lindsay and welcome to my channel. For my first video, actually in front of the camera rather than behind, I decided to do a trip down memory lane. No, not that far. I was thinking more like freshman year. Yeah, that's more like it. Freshman year, I lived in Pemmy's dormitory. I lived with awesome roommates, and I also played soccer. Now, in order to make this a proper trip down memory lane, I decided to list my top 5 first things that I did my first year at Bryn Mawr. So let's start with number 5. First time I ever used public transportation. Now, in California, you don't really use public transportation unless you live in the city, and I don't. I live near nothing, and you have to use a car everywhere. So it was my first time ever using SEPTA. It was the first time I'd ever stepped on a train, a trolley, subway system-ish. So that was really, really exhilarating doing that for my first time by myself. Number 4, I got my first real job at Bryn Mawr. I worked in dining services for my freshman and sophomore year. And that first job was the first real time that I'd worked for someone other than my own parents, which gave me a little bit of confidence and independence that I was finally becoming a grown-up, if I could call myself that. Number 3 was my first time ever apple picking. Now, every October break, the soccer team goes on a team building excursion to Linville Orchards, and it was pouring down rain. It was muddy and mucky, and my friends decided to go apple picking, and I was like, why not? There's a pic from it. It was awesome, it was fun, and the apples were so delicious, including we also got apple cider and apple cider donuts, which are fabulous, and I can't wait to go back in 2 weeks. Number 2 was my first snow day. Now, I had seen snow before. I live at the base of a mountain, so my family and I usually go up and have fun times in snow during the winter, if there is snow. But I had never actually gotten school canceled because of a snow day. That was something completely foreign to me. I never really understood it until the morning. I had an 8 a.m. geo class, and I was up and ready to go. It was probably about 2 to 3 feet of snow outside, and I got emails from my professor saying, roads were closed, can't come in, so your classes are canceled. And I freaked out and decided to have just basically snow adventure, just plowing through acting like I was 2. Froze my feet like no one's business, but it was still probably some of the most fun I've had at Bryn Mawr. Now, my favorite number 1 first time moment ever at Bryn Mawr would have to be my first time meeting a former world leader. And that was the time that I met former President Bill Clinton. He came to campus to make a speech about a campaigning Democratic candidate, and my friend Karina and I went, and it was the most amazing time ever. Everyone just rallied around. The funniest part was when the a cappella group sang Candyman as his introduction. Hilarious. A little awkward. The coolest part was after he gave his speech, he came down to the students, shook everyone's hand, and it was probably one of the most exhilarating moments ever, just being able to be like, oh my god, I just shook Bill Clinton's hand. Never washing you again. But I did. And probably something else that was cool is that I've met 2/3 of the Clinton family since this summer. I also saw Hillary Clinton speak at Bryn Mawr for the Women in Public Service Institute, which was also really awesome. Well, those are my top 5 favorite first time things that I did my first year at Bryn Mawr. What are yours? You can write them down in the comment section below. If you like this video, make sure to like and subscribe for more, and I'll see you next week.